Hi there everybody. I'm sure by now you all know that I'm Hope. I'm going to be doing my second Cool Tools presentation today on Prezi. So let's go ahead and get started. Prezi is a presentation tool that can be used instead of PowerPoint. So I guess your first basic question is, why would you choose Prezi over PowerPoint? And the simple answer is that it's really cool. I think that it allows for more creativity than PowerPoint does. Although PowerPoint does have more features than Prezi does, the extra features that exist in PowerPoint, I've never used in my life. And then the features that are similar, or that Prezi has that PowerPoint doesn't, I feel are a lot easier to use. Everything within Prezi is so self-explanatory and comes with really great instructions along as you're doing it, that it's just very user-friendly. So I'm going to go ahead and have you guys be interactive while I'm doing this. So I asked you guys over the break to go ahead and create a login for Prezi if you don't already have one. And let's go ahead and go to your My Prezis within your account and go to start a new presentation. And I'm going to walk you guys through the features while I'm going through this presentation. So starting with the basics, as you can see, when you open up a new presentation, it gives you the option to either choose a theme or to start from your own. So there are hundreds of preset themes to choose from, and that's, including colors, background, the setup of the framing, the timing on this, the path that it goes through. So go ahead and choose, whichever preset theme or starting from scratch that you want to. Go ahead and click open into that. And then in the screen, you'll see in the top middle, right next to the word insert, is customize. I want you to go ahead and click that, and a right panel will open up on your screen. And that's going to show all the different color schemes that you can choose from. You can either make up your own color scheme or choose a preset one. And that's even with a preset theme. You can change the color on it if you want. And then, and you also change the background picture on it. And then if you go to the very bottom in that right panel there's an option for advanced. I don't know how to use that personally. I tried to figure it out, but I think that is for people who have skills in graphic design. That would be really useful for them. Those people that just have a really creative mind and they have a set idea of what they want, they can get it through that advanced section. So going back into the Prezi, whatever theme and color choice that you chose, text is very similar to the text box feature in PowerPoint, except that you don't have to go insert text box. You just click anywhere in the Prezi and that automatically does text. And then you'll see as you go ahead and start typing something, any blurb, sentence, list that you want to make, you'll see that has options to change the color, change the font, change the size, the indentation, whether it's to the left, to the right, or to the middle. You can add a bullet list. You can change the size of the text box that you make. So you might want to make it like a really narrow, skinny text box or something really large. And then there's also a feature, if you see the A, that has like a black box around it, that will help bring out the text more if you don't have like a good background for text. Okay, and then something different about Prezi over PowerPoint is that they have frames instead of slides. So as you can see, the circle here is a frame. And I've been using circle frames throughout this whole thing. But there's also brackets, rectangles, and invisible frames. So with the frames and, as you see the next two bullet points, the movement and the Prezi path, that kind of all flows together when I'm trying to explain it. So, the best way I can explain it is that the whole point of a frame is if you want a bunch of information or multiple pictures or just multiple subjects seen at once. And the frame will hold it all together for you. And then when you're creating your path, the movement between each subject, you can have it encompass the whole frame. Instead of, trying to center all the little bits together, the frame will do that for you. And then you can also, start your path bigger and expand it out, have it do the whole frame, and then from there go further into your frame if you want to. I see that a lot of people do that with their Prezi. So to kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about, like this free flow movement that exists in Prezi, I want you to go ahead and just write 5 random things on your Prezi right now. You know, do it with frames, do it with text, whatever it may be, but just do like 5 to 10 random things in your Prezi. And while you're doing that, I'll just go ahead and talk about the feature, the you know, free-flowing movement. The point that I'm making there is that it's not successive like PowerPoint is. It's not one thing to the next to the next. You get to move across your whole Prezi canvas however you want to. If you want to jump back and forth from side to side, that's fine. If you want it to go in like a spiral circle, you're more than welcome to set it up like that. So I think that's a really added, like, creative feature that Prezi has over PowerPoint. Okay, so now you've had your 5 things. Go into the left panel of your page and you'll see something called Edit Path. Go ahead and click onto that. If you clicked a preset theme, it will already have a path for you. Or if you decided to start from scratch and do your own custom theme, you're going to have to start from scratch and make your own path as well. So the cool thing about the path is that, let's say you're one of those people that you like to go, you know, add the path along as you're making your Prezi. And then you're going through it and you realize that, oh crap, like I forgot to add something in my path in the middle. You don't have to delete everything. The path that you make, you can break the lines between stuff and set it to somewhere new. So go ahead and just play around with the path on there and do it to like your 5 things. And you can see that it's just like really easy to work with. And then, of course, you can just delete something out of your path completely if you're like, well, I didn't want that there, I wanted that at the end. You can do that as well. Okay, so does anybody have any questions about the basics of Prezi before I move on? Okay, so now let's go to inserting stuff. This is also in the top middle of that panel, right next to Customize. It says Insert. And, you know, as you can see here, this whole list of all the things that you can insert. I just think that inserting stuff on Prezi is so much easier than it is on PowerPoint. And I don't know why. It's just, that's just the way it is. So with pictures, you can only insert pictures that you have saved on your computer. It has, you know, like symbols and shapes and arrows and lines, and you can highlight stuff. You can insert YouTube videos. So when you click on YouTube video, it'll just ask for the URL for it, and it will plop it in there perfect size. It's not too big or too small. You can insert charts and graphs. Unfortunately, that's only available to Pro members, which is a little expensive. But you can also just make a chart or a graph in Word or PowerPoint, save it as a picture, and upload the picture. You can even add background music. I tried to do that for this one, but I don't have any music downloaded on my computer. You can download a file. So let's say you've had a lot of information in a Word document that you feel is important to put in your Prezi. You can just insert the Word document into the Prezi. And then same thing with a PowerPoint. So let's say you want to turn a PowerPoint into a Prezi, but there are some slides in that PowerPoint that you want to keep as is. You can insert like the whole PowerPoint, you know, with each slide and just maneuver around, make it look cooler than a normal PowerPoint, or you can just insert specific slides. And again, with the file and the PowerPoint and the background music, all that stuff, whenever you click on it to insert, it's very user-friendly. It gives really thorough instructions on how to insert it properly. So if you guys want to go ahead and just play through on that list and see what I'm talking about, when you click on it, it'll prompt you how to do it. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And then finally, just like some extra little things that are on there. This is all along the top bar on your page, going from left to right. So of course you have the title of your Prezi. You have an undo and redo button. You have a save button, even though it automatically saves consistently as you're making your presentation. There's the present option, which in there, after you click present, you'll notice in the bottom right-hand corner of your presentation, there's an option to do autoplay, and that will automatically go to each frame or each part of your path for a certain amount of seconds that you set it to. And then there's a share option. If you go under settings, there's something called screen ratio, which I played around with that and didn't really do much. And then there's also shortcuts that you can do. If you go under settings and click on shortcuts, it will take you to another website that shows you all the shortcuts that Prezi has. So if you know that you're going to start using this often, you can turn those shortcuts on, and it makes it a lot easier to maneuver through your Prezi. And then, of course, there's an exit button, but you know, it just closes out that one tab and brings you back to your dashboard. So yeah. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation, and let me know if you have any questions.